I'm just making another video to follow up the live stream, just to drill in some of the points that we were discussing about why this election perpetuated by our media is most likely a complete fraud. Reading from the article by Gateway Pundit, Speaker Nancy Pelosi has so far lost 7 incumbents in Tuesday's election, and that number could increase to about a dozen as more votes are tallied in New York, California, and Utah. That would leave Democrats with a razor-thin margin and an even more emboldened GOP minority as the party looks to govern under a potential President Joe Biden. The most likely scenario for Democrats is a net loss of 7 to 11 seats, according to interviews with campaign officials and strategists from both parties. Listen, I'm sorry, I need to gather myself to relay this very crucial information. How the hell do you expect the American people to believe? And Tim Pool believes this bullshit lie. Tim Pool has actually said that he believes that this election, if true, big if, by the way, is an indication is a repudiation of the culture war. That we're sick of the far left, we're sick of the Democrats, and the American people are sick of Trump. Bullshit. Not a single sane person who voted Republican would vote for a Republican representative in their Senate or in their Congress and then not vote Trump. That didn't happen. That is not even a remarkably feasible belief. But the idea that the media and Tim Pool apparently want you to believe this, that we could somehow have an increase in representatives in the House of Representatives, and somehow that did not translate into a Trump victory, that we have maintained the Senate, that we have increased our House of Representatives numbers, that we've almost got the majority in the House of Reps in Congress, and that Donald Trump somehow, by some magic number, by some magic means, didn't take the presidency is a crock of shit. It's a complete crock of shit. Going on, the article continues, the toll has prompted some tense discussions with the Democratic caucus about its message, tactics, and leadership, with an intense internal race intensifying to succeed Democratic Congressional Campaign Chair Cheri Bustos. And the fallout means the House is indeed in play in 2022, and the battle will be fought in a whole new set of district lines, most of which will be drawn by Republicans who maintain control of key state houses. The Democrats on state levels and in the federal level have lost power. The idea that people would vote Republican to be their federal representatives and their state representatives, but somehow failed to vote for Donald Trump, is a crock of shit. It's an absolute crock of shit. And there's one more thing that I need to say to the GOP, to all of those Republican representatives and senators who are keeping their mouths shut as the media continues to perpetuate and not investigate these clear signs of foul play on the behalf of the Democratic Party. For those of you who are staying silent, I simply need to say, get out. Get the fuck out of politics. Let me explain something to your dumb asses. Let me explain it to you so clearly you cannot possibly misunderstand what I'm saying. If you are silent while the Democrats are perpetuating fraud on this level, you deserve to be next. You will be next. And let's analyze all of your options. Let's start with Donald Trump and his situation. Let's say that you are a vocal supporter of Donald Trump. You give him your support. You support these investigations because all of the symptoms vehemently point to obvious and blatant corruption, and Trump wins. You're gold. You're good. You will stay in politics for as long as you rightfully deserve. Second option, you are vocal about supporting Donald Trump and he loses. Well, then your ass is grass. No doubt. That is most certainly a risk. I acknowledge that. But let's consider the alternative. You stay silent and or you support Joe Biden and the corruption and the complicity of our media in perpetuating this potential for fraud. It doesn't matter who wins. Your ass is still grass. Whether Biden wants to show mercy or not, whether the fraud shows out to be real or not, if Biden wins, you're gone. There is no coming back from this. So, in your own best interest, either you're going to be vocal and support Donald Trump. Oh, that's the fourth option. That's the fourth option. You choose to stay silent and Donald Trump wins. We're noticing. And your ass is being put on a list. And you're going to be voted out. Your career, if you choose to stay silent and not support the president in exposing this fraud, means the end of your tenure. Those are your options. Those are your real options right now. And staying silent and not acknowledging the reality as it stands in a world of cutthroat Machiavellian politics, if you don't stand up and voice support for this president and your party, you deserve to lose. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the writing on the wall. As always, stay carnal and God bless.